question. What do you think is more medium ugly? Marcus or Tylen's wigs? I don't know. Y'all tell me. All over the
I'm gonna
place.
say Marcus. Tylen's wig is ugly.
I'm gonna say Marcus.
Definitely Marcus. Definitely Marcus.
I'm gonna say Becky's personality.
I'm weak.
I got to lean in.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Lean. It's a very full panel, child. So you probably would never see this on a regular day or a regular show. But we're here to talk about Sweet Life, Los Angeles on HBO Max. If you are familiar with the channel and not new, last year myself, Chase, and Asia reviewed the show. And this season we have new additions, just like they have new additions on the cast. Chad and Sammy gonna be joining us to talk about this good ass show. What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
Hey.
Hello, everyone.
What's going on, y'all? Glad to be back. I love
talk
the show.
about it.
And it's Sunday. We ain't never did on no damn Sunday, so it gotta be a special occasion.
Yes.
But no, it's gonna be good. Of course, before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you do know when we post videos like this. Of course, we have our live videos, but some shows we tend to record and post, such as this one. And so if you're subscribed, you would know when to do that. And then also just make sure that you're checking out, like I said, our live shows. We do Married to Medicine on Tuesdays. We're doing Real Housewives of Atlanta on Mondays, and then Beverly Hills on Wednesdays. So with that being said, let's get into the show. This is going to be a recap for episodes 1 through 2. So we're going to break up the entire season. Of course, it's a binge show. They're releasing episodes in 4s and 3s. I think the finale comes out later this week, but we're going to recap them in 2. So this particular recap will be for episodes 1 through 2, and then we'll come back later and post as we go throughout them. But by the end of this week, y'all have everything. I'll say that. That's the plan. That's the plan. All right, so Sweet Life. It's a new intro. Let's start with that. Like, the intro is different in terms of the cast. So a lot of people that were like friends last year are main cast, and some people that were main cast are no longer on the cast. So well, I know.
Poor Chase.
Who you said about? Go ahead.
They get rid of Jordan, y'all. I just don't understand it, man.
I said the same thing.
He was looking busy.
Yeah, they say his business took off. They was on live. Somebody asked on the live, and they was like, "He got too much going on to deal with us this season."
Child, please.
That's what I said.
Them in the damn hoodies. Whatever.
No, I mean, Hypeland is pretty big. I remember before the show premiered last season, I looked everybody up, and he was like the only one with like a huge following compared to the rest of the cast. So I could see the show probably elevating him even more, while it was on. So
I never got my jacket, Jordan, by the way. But that's okay.
Oh, you did. I remember that.
He ain't there.
No, I was a bit surprised. I thought that he would have returned. Honestly, I definitely was like, oh, I mean, I didn't really like him. I ain't gonna lie to you. He was like ill to me, but for those that liked him, I know Chase had a little crush on him, so whatever.
I think it looked like it sounds like he started filming initially.
Yeah,
from like the conversations they were saying, but it didn't fit in his schedule. That's what it sounded like.
I know that's right.
Yeah. Maybe he'll come back because the way that this season is going, I feel like they need him back based, when it comes to this Wood versus the Wolves or whatever the hell they got going on. They need him back because the Wood is incomplete. It's in shambles. I ain't gonna lie.
They lacking, baby. They lacking.
But the other team made no better. No better. All right, so let's start with in episode 1. We pick up. So obviously they had the group chat, which was the reunion special they had last season. And it ended with Ty and Cheryl kind of like having an issue based off of what happened at the finale with Ty calling Gerald a sociopath. And so that it seemed like the group kind of was divided. Of course, PJ had his drama with Becky, which transpired into all the other girls. That's a lot in this season. So in this particular first scene that we see with Ty, Amanda, Bree, and Rebecca, the four core girls, They're talking about, their relationship. Ty's talking about a relationship with Cheryl and Gerald. It hasn't been the same despite them, making it up last season at the reunion. And then PJ has done an interview to where he has basically said that he doesn't know where he stands with Ty and Jay. Jay is Ty's boyfriend, and this season he is a main cast member.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna say, if you watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, Peter, baby, J Love. We're gonna be J Love. That's it. You are so we'll get into that. But PJ talks about his relationship with Ty and Jay, and Bree has her business, the buttercream butter, whatever, is doing good. So basically, what are y'all thoughts on this scene? Just kind of hearing about like how they came back, and I guess Ty's relationship with Cheryl and PJ's interview. Because this is like, the girls at this point, they got this is the black version of Fox Force 5. I ain't gonna lie. Oh, Fox Force 4, because they come together and just kind of stick together. But we'll start with you, Chad, on what you thought.
First of all, I love that Cheryl be in her own world with her man, like without all the drama. She really just don't be for it. I love that the girls have a sense of unity, amongst the four of them, but they have to watch how they let that unity kind of like play out on screen, because they come off as mean girls, like the Mean Girl clique. And of course we'll get to that point where Tylen and the Termites, but I feel like that's a valid name for them, because that's what it looked like. It looked like y'all being ran by Tylen, and that's just how I view it. And I like all of them, but they get on my nerve equally as well.
Okay. Asia?
I like Tylen and the Termites more this season. I we'll get into it later, but I see them kind of holding each other accountable more in time and maturing in their friendships, like in terms of saying like I like this, I don't like that. And so this scene for me was the preface of how the season's gonna go. Like, oh, okay, like you see them kind of disagree with a couple things in this conversation, but then you see them come together. When Amanda said Rob texted her about some interview, which is a lie. We knew that they knew this radio interview had happened already or was about to happen.
Right.
So I was like, you could tell they're being produced this season a little bit more. Yeah. They're running scenes back a little bit more. They're editing a little bit more. But for the most part, opening scene, it was cute. I didn't understand Tylen being mad at PJ in this instance, because all he said was like, I don't know where we at. It wasn't like he was talking shit about them. So
yes.
I kept rewinding, like, what is she talking about?
Yeah. She didn't know.
Basically.
Yeah, she didn't know what was going on, child. I was watching it. It was good to get reacquainted with the ladies. I actually was surprised that out of everyone who got promoted and demoted, that what's Rob's girlfriend name, honey? That's
Amanda.
Amanda was back, because she didn't really serve much of a purpose for me last season. So I was surprised to see her back. And the whole time I kept thinking, where's Miami? Where's Miami? Where's Miami?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was good to see them all meet back up and come back together. I could tell from what Asia was referring to when Tylen was trying to make an issue. I got right then and there where we were about to go with the season, because it was a lot of just reaching and grasping. I do agree with Chase. Amanda, like I told y'all in the chat, she was my favorite last year, but now that she's more involved, it's kind of like, ooh, you probably should have had a lesser role, because I'm not too much camp for how you moving. But yeah,
I understand. I could, as the season plays out, I see why they brought her back. She is doing a lot more this season, whether I like it or not. She's doing a lot more. So we'll talk about that too. We get a scene with Cheryl and Gerald, which they are talking.
Wait, I'm sorry. Every time you say Cheryl and Gerald, I kind of crack up a little.
Cheryl and Gerald. They got such old names. It's such old uncle, auntie names. Like
it fits their spirits, so they real.
Yes, I think it does fit them.
Yeah. Okay. So Cheryl and Gerald, they have a scene, and Gerald is talking to Cheryl about what happened at, I guess, an event where he had to basically get one of Jalen's friends kicked out. So we're gonna talk about that later. That part when it comes up. So the main scene, Rob and Amanda, They are moving in together. Now, last season, I was confused. I guess I thought the house that they were painting that was her house, but I guess she flips properties or does real estate or something like that. So maybe that's why. But in this scene, they're moving in together, and her family does not know. They do talk about PJ's interviewing Rob. This is the first time Rob expresses that he actually sides with PJ. He doesn't have an issue with PJ because he's working with PJ now. PJ is opening opportunities for him in the comedy clique or comedy career. So that's pushing out for him. And so he is the first time he also expresses that he feels like Ty may be the problem. He feels like she don't want to hold her accountable. And I feel like he also wanted to say you running behind her ass too much. But he didn't say that. He kept it real, like hold her accountable. And so Rob also expresses that he is going to be quitting his job to pursue all of comedy. And my eyes went from, huh? So whatever. So with all of this being said, I'll start with you, Chase. What the hell was you thinking? For one, when he said he was quitting his job, that they were moving together, and also how he was able to kind of back PJ up.
I kind of question everything, unfortunately. So for me, I wanted to know how long has he felt this way about Ty? Did he come to this realization watching the season back? Is this something for him to do to get his stuff out there? He was promoted as well this season. So it was just, I don't know, like the lines on this show are really heavily blurred for me between reality television and real life because they know each other so well and so intimately. So I was a little confused at some of the things that he was saying. And I thought it was really convenient that, you want to take this step and you want to move in with her. Like, I don't know, like red flags for me are all over the place. I'd be like, oh, now you want to quit and you want to move in? Answer no. You got to get a job.
Okay. Sammy?
Yeah, I agree. I understand him siding with PJ. I get that they're forming some type of relationship, so I'm not really gonna side eye that too much. My biggest issue or my biggest red flag was him trying to quit his job to take off to be a comedian. It's like she said, LA is expensive as hell. You already know my parents are gonna have an issue with us moving in together. So you want me to go tell them that we finna move in together and that you're not about to be working? It's not making sense to me. Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm with everybody else with the whole job situation. Like, you got to have some form of income. I don't care if you was working at McDonald's. You got to have some type of income, and the whole comedian thing, it's cool. It could work, but it's also one of those things where that's a dead end for a lot of people. And I mean, we just have seen it play out so many times. I like Rob a lot. And I think that he can make it, but in the same token, be realistic. Like, you moving in with your girl, it just kind of looks very. It just looks
opportunist.
Yeah, it just looks like you don't have your
priorities
together.
She seems like she has her shit together. Like she's
First
of all, let's be clear, they are very young, and I have to put my eyes. I put that into perspective that they're like in their mid-20s,
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think he needs a little bit more growing up to do. My bad. Go ahead.
I wouldn't done.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, as far as Amanda goes, I feel like she's so hypocritical because she was upset when I watched it back this morning. She called what Rob was doing, like getting close with PJ. She was like, I just felt like it was lame as fuck. And my thing is, you are upset with him for basically building a friendship with PJ because you want him to, kind of see where you and your girls was coming from. But in the same token, when Rob has an issue and telling you how he feels about Thailand and how you don't hold her accountable, then it's like it's an issue. And I feel like, she's not seeing that because maybe her and Thailand are so close and they've been close for years. But it's like you can't get mad at him for building a friendship with somebody that he sees some type of value with. And in the same token, you're defending people that he's trying to tell you what he sees. And she just don't seem to see it or don't want to see it. I don't know which one it is, but she just kind of is getting on my nerve with that.
Yeah.
You done, Chad?
I'm done, Tom.
Y'all want to know how I feel?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So, first of all, it's a whole ass no. You're not gonna be planning on moving in with me and telling me you're not gonna bring in your $4,000 a month. Nigga, how we gonna pay the bills? Because I'm not doing that. And who said she was hypocritical?
Me.
Yeah. If we revert back to last season when Bree was saying like, "Oh, I want to do that pays all the bills,"
I forgot about
That
and
is so
Amanda
true.
was laughing in her
forgot all
face.
about that.
Amanda was agreeing with her, but then laughed on the phone with Rob. But she really wanted that shit.
I remember that. That's so fun. I forgot all about that.
No,
Come
I
on,
remember it because I'm the girl. So, that's what I think about. So I'm like, Amanda, you want to make sure this man is employed, even if it's like a little check. You want to make sure he's covering bills so you can build your business and not have to worry about income and do what you need to do. So I thought that was funny. One, but Rob is a whole hell ass no. And I was a little disappointed because he's an alpha and he went to Howard. Like you would think he's a man that would want to like lead and provide, and it's just not seeming like he's like that at all. I don't have a problem with Rob having a problem with Thailand, and I have a problem with him having a problem with Thailand because she didn't do anything to him. I don't have a problem with him wanting his girl to hold her accountable. However, it just seems like it's out of nowhere, and they haven't had that conversation with Thailand. So just like Thailand was reaching for an issue with PJae, I think Rob feels some type of way about Thailand. So he's reaching for a problem.
He was looking for an issue.
Yeah, he's looking for a problem that's not there between them. So you can have like an overall friendship and you can learn new information about how she moves and stuff like that. But if that's really your friend and she really took you in and y'all really as cool as you think you are, or she thinks you are, you have a conversation with her before you bring that shit on TV.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? Sammy said something kind of low, but I heard him when he said it. He said the word opportunist, and I think he was referring to Rob. And if so, I 100% wholeheartedly agree. I think that this is a person that, right now is focused on his career. And if it means he's got to align with PJae and be cool with PJae to get where he needs to go, he's going to do that. If he got to be Amanda boyfriend to be on the damn show, he's going to do that. Like,
because that's what it's given.
No shade,
okay.
Is there an issue with that though? Is there an issue with? Do you think it's an issue with him like aligning himself with PJae? I mean, he wants the opportunity.
You get where you need to get. Life is a time loop, and you need to. If you decide where you want to hop on and off in that time loop, that's how I look at it. Mm-hmm. You get what you need to get out of life. And so if you need to be friends with PJae,
and it's LA.
PJae hair, if you need to ride around in his Honda or his Chevy, fine, do it.
It was an Impala.
Well, I do think they are building like a genuine friendship now, but when I said he's more so taking advantage of the opportunity, I was referring to him moving in and not having to pay bills with Amanda, because I think, in my opinion, Amanda, if she had to or if she wanted to, she would foot the bill so he could go ahead and do what he wants to try to get his career off. She does not want to do that because her parents are already going to be on her ass about them moving in and not being married. Clearly. So now you about to let him move in and you about to take care of him. I think that's what her biggest oh hell no about leaving the job is.
Well, let me say this.
Especially as we see her mom later on.
I want to say that I feel like there's already this preconceived notion about Rob in general that everybody on the show, including the family, has about him. They look at him. I don't know. We don't know the history between Rob and Amanda, but I feel like when he came around, nobody liked him, and I feel like he probably didn't have much. I feel like he came in with not a lot, and I think between the family, Ty, everybody has this demeanor as if they have took him in, and I feel like that's a red flag to where maybe he came in a very messed up place. Like, he got it together over time. And I think I don't want to work. I'm going to focus on comedy. It's kind of reverting back to what they felt and what they brought him in as. It's weird. It's a weird.
It's very Miss Quiet. Don't you think, Sammy?
No, I don't.
That's a different show.
Yeah.
I'll see you Tuesday.
Not you'll see him Tuesday.
I'll see him Tuesday.
Okay, let's move on. We'll talk about this some more too. So then we get to this barbecue that happens. Was it Thailand's barbecue or was it Big Daddy Chunky? What was his name?
Uncle.
I think that was later on. This one I think was Thailand and James. Their moms
Big Daddy Chunky so many times. I thought he was the cast member. I'm like, God damn.
Right.
I mean, I don't know, but so Thailand has a barbecue, and this is where we actually meet. This is where we meet Jay's friend. We meet Marcus and David and what's his name? Keelan. Is it Keelan?
Kaylin.
Yeah, Kaylin, which we already met actually. We met him last season.
Because that's Jalen's cousin.
Yeah. He's with Candace, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we met him already. He's the person. K10. He's the person that Gerald, we're gonna talk about that next, but that Gerald had the issue with that kicked him off the damn stage. But at the actual barbecue, Keelan kind of explains what happened. He feels like, if he wanted him off the stage, he should have came to him like a man. You know what I'm saying? He want to address it. We found out that Cheryl and Miami are like really good friends this season. And I remember last season, Cheryl did say that she knew Miami as well as Ty knew Miami. So she wasn't just a complete stranger. And at this event also, Bree is there. And I'm sorry, no, Becky basically, they're talking about the Bree's event. And so Becky expresses that she doesn't necessarily want her to come. And this point, I'm like, girl, this Becky is scared of this damn girl.
She's scared of her.
It's like she just gets so for a long time, and it comes up later. Every time she talks about her, she just wants to cry or gets so emotional. Like, damn. So that's one thing. But a lot happens. Nothing really happens at that actual barbecue. Anything y'all want to talk about? But I did find it kind of cringy that Ty's mom wanted her to get pregnant, and she expressed. I thought that was like very distasteful. Actually, that's just me. And the way she said it, she was just like, "I want a baby." I'm like, shouldn't you want a ring first for your daughter?
Don't have one.
Shouldn't you want?
Jay told her to say that shit.
You know what? As the episode went on, I thought the same. But this first time we see Marcus,
her mama did that last season too. I just want to.
Oh, she did do that.
Her mama did that.
I'm sorry.
Last season too. So I think they are like, Jalen and the mama is in cahoots.
But I hope not, especially with what we learn later on. I hope that her mama is not trying to push that on her just because she want a grandbaby.
You know what I liked about it? I liked about the scene. Jalen's mom came bopping in with her green bag and her ponytail.
Yes.
I know she's one of my girls in LA back in the baby. I know she had a girl. Other than that, nothing else. She ain't bopping in.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah.
I thought it was crazy. This is me. I don't know. So let's talk about this.
I will say this real quick. It's a grandma wanting a baby. You gonna watch the baby all day while I'm at work? No, you want somebody to play with on the weekends. So that's a whole thing for me. So if you want a baby, I'm gonna drop them off at your house.
My mama damn sure look like she gonna watch him. She finna be out in the streets right now with me.
The baby. You ever seen that
baby like this?
Right. You ever seen that meme when the lady was like, "Girl, I almost dropped my phone," but it was the baby on the ground?
Yes.
That's her.
They
Absolutely. So
all right, so let's talk about this meetup with Gerald. So Gerald meets up with KT and Keelan or whatever. Actually, I like the bar they went to. I've been there before. Nice little spot. And so, KT and Keelan, whatever you want to call them, he basically explains his side of the story. Gerald walked in like, all right, let's get to this. Like, he was just like, let's just get this out. And I love that for Gerald because I think Sam even said, like, I like that Gerald got a little backbone. He seemed to be a little more like, maybe read the comments last season because he was coming off a little weak. But this season, he's standing in whatever he got to say. And in the conversation, there was an exchange. Keelan said that the DJ called him up, and that's why he was up there. Gerald said it was reported that K10 or Keelan was trying to like take over the event. Long story short, he did indeed get him kicked out off the stage and out of the event. And there was a comment where in the video it said like K10. No, it was a message. Somebody said that K10 was the biggest fuck up since PJae. They didn't really address that in the conversation as much.
Yeah.
But I found that to be kind of weird because I would be more upset about that. Like what that's supposed to mean? I don't know. That's just me. And so in the conversation, I guess to deviate, Keelan goes into how him and Cheryl used to talk. They went to prom or they went to the Valentine's Day dance together. Some shit. I don't know what it was. In other words, Gerald ate this man up. Gerald ate this man up in like the most calmest way. And I loved it. I ain't gonna lie. So any thoughts on this thing?
Don't like Gerald.
You don't
I
like
don't
Gerald?
remember Gerald, but I like them in this moment.
I can kind of, yeah.
Absolutely not. He's standing 10 toes down and still being a punk ass.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, see,
But
I actually
I'm a
appreciated
fan.
when he came in there.
Oh.
Yeah, I was expecting Gerald to come in there and be very timid, very letting
Apologize
Kaylin take
what I
over the
thought.
conversation. But the fact, I know one thing that confused me was Kaylin was saying that the DJ called him up there, but then the DJ was telling Gerald like he got up there and started trying to take the mic, get him off. So that was confusing. But when he mentioned about him and Cheryl dating before, I was like, oh, okay. So that's what this is right here, which is confusing because he got Candace.
They're young, so they're not too far removed from that high school shit still.
Baby,
I have to remember that sometimes because there's certain things play on. It's like, how old are they again? But they damn near 30. They still young, but what, 25, 26?
But Gerald and
young.
Gerald and Cheryl have been together for 10 years though. So
right after
he must have been a boyfriend right after.
Weren't they together in high school?
Yeah. Right after that dance.
Right. The timeline looked like they got together right after that part.
They had to have been because Cheryl made it to like
Gerald. I never did the Gerald with Timmy thing. I never got that from him because he's been standing 10 toes down in his bullshit this entire time. So he doesn't come off timid to me. He never did.
The finale is what surprised me when I was like, oh, okay, so this is who he is. Because the whole season, last season leading up to the finale, he wasn't really giving that. In the finale, it was like, this is who I am, and this is what's the tea, and I don't fuck with
it was when Thailand confronted him or had a problem with him, and he was barking back. I was like, I see why she was comfortable coming to him like that, because that's who he really is. Like the timid thing, nah, he just got a fine-ass girlfriend, so that's what he really focused on, if we're being honest. That was his whole demeanor coming into the show. So now that it's kind of like when they said Candy got to work, it was like, okay, when Thailand came at him, he had to work, and he had to work.
Yeah,
I feel like him and
I'm sorry, go ahead, Chad.
Okay.
Well, I was gonna say the only thing I think I can call bullshit on in this situation is I want Gerald to stop saying he only asked security to get him off. He didn't have no issue. I mean, no.
But he literally
with getting him out. You asking security to get that boy off the stage and him getting escorted out the club. That's on you, Gerald. And I do want him to own that.
Yeah, well, I would say he didn't own that. He didn't really own it. He didn't. I don't know.
Well, he hasn't really owned what he did in the situation with Ty, right?
Exactly. He doesn't own his shit, but he wants it. He wants everybody else to hold themselves accountable, which in little itty bitty ways everybody does throughout the season, but he still doesn't.
Yeah.
Now, is it me or when KTN comes on the scene, does anybody just feel like an air of danger? Like this shit's gonna pop off. This motherfucker.
Yeah, and I like it. I love it.
Go ahead, Ted. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were speaking. All right.
I definitely felt that.
I like it.
No, but Gerald, to me, he came off. I think that Gerald did come off timid last season. He was so. I felt like he was like him and Cheryl entered the show like knowing what reality TV could give. So it's like, let me pace myself and not give too much. Let me just, I want to give a little bit with my boys, a little bit with my girl, not too much. And I feel like him and Cheryl was also like the lookers of the cast. Like I feel like they were cast because of how they looked. I mean, Gerald was a whole UCLA basketball player as well. So that's something that also is not really expanded on too much. But he did get me timid, but I also felt like Asia said, he will stand 10 toes down on how he feels. I don't agree that it was necessarily bullshit because I'm on his side with the Thailand stuff and with the Kaylin stuff. So it's a little different, but I like Gerald. I think Gerald's I think him and Cheryl together are great on the show. I don't think that they could stand on their own if one of them wants to like leave from being a main cast member. I don't think the other one would, stand a chance to be in there, but I like them. They're like my favorites of the show.
Yeah, Cheryl wasn't a main cast member last year. She really wasn't. She was just a friend, right?
No, Cheryl was. She was the main cast member.
Her and Gerald both, I thought.
Was she in the opening credits?
Yeah.
I forget. I've always liked her. I just thought even then, I felt like she didn't bring much until towards the end.
And she still don't bring nothing out.
Yeah, she kind of
makes him go to work.
Yeah, I don't feel like that. I don't feel like they had to. Like I said, I feel like they were cast because of how they look, and people were gonna naturally navigate to them regardless. Because without them doing anything, I just naturally liked them, and the fact that they were, in love, of course.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so let's talk about Bree's lunch. This her shea butter baby cream, body cream.
What about Bree?
Right.
Whatever it is.
Butter by Bree.
BBB. whatever. Actually, she's doing really well. I'm actually happy for her because last season I will say she was very lost. I feel like she
had bird energy last season.
You called her a bird last season. I remember.
She was a bird last
season.
It's
kind of still there a little bit.
It's
still a bird, but you know,
it's there.
She can fly. She can fly a little bit.
She's not giving.
She's a bird with a business. Go ahead, boo.
I'm saying
she's a bird with a business. That's it.
Bird with a business. That's the best kind of bird to be.
Jordan lit a match under her when he
she's basically the female Jordan.
I agree.
Sammy, if you want to reach, that's fine. But
she's basically the female Jordan.
I don't know.
Keep my man name out your mouth.
Okay, listen.
I'm sorry, Shay.
She's having a lingerie party or a lingerie event, and
lingerie.
So, okay, before we talk about this, anybody's outfits that y'all liked, didn't like? Any comments on the outfits?
I loved Bree's outfit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Bree's. That's the one I remember.
Bree gave fashion for sure. Bree gave fashion and body.
I'm still trying to figure out if she had on undergarments. I'm still trying to figure out what was going on under because I still don't know.
This was definitely out. Now the lower half, I don't know.
The lower part she had on the nude with the clear strap.
Oh, okay.
So it's
and
like
what the hell did Ty have on?
That's what I said. What did Ty have on? I don't know what
she had on office meeting.
Ty was going to a pajama party. She wasn't going to the lingerie party.
What does Ty ever have on?
Let's not.
Alfred with a wig and a bad attitude.
Ty is from California, and I
leave it at that.
That's a good way to put it.
Oh, she is from California, and I live here, and I can tell who is from here. And who ain't. And she is from California. I just say.
Okay, Cortez, where's Amanda from?
California.
All right, so she has an event, and she invites everybody. The event already starts off a little weird because Marcus, which is Jay's friend, is hitting on Cheryl. Cheryl comes over and is like, "Hey, we ain't gonna do that." I was like, "All right, you better, my woman." And then Bree comes out, her outfit. I was like, "Okay, it's your event. You're supposed to do it up." I loved it. Mm-hmm. And then after that, Bree comes out, and soon he comes out, Marcus is like hitting on her. Marcus pulls to the side and trying to talk to him. Like, oh Lord, he one of these type of people. But this is the first time that Miami and Becky have seen each other in a while, and they already kind of pop off on each other. It kind of goes to a back and forth to where I don't really know who started it. That's the thing. I feel like Becky, but then I know that Miami, even though I like her, she is very slick at the mouth. But I understand how it is to be when you don't like somebody or you're already on the defense of somebody. So you already sitting on ready. And I feel like with her, she's already sitting on ready with Becky because they kind of have an exchange. So before we talk about the big part, what did y'all think about Miami and Becky's altercation? Because it got a little heated. Miami was like, you always happy to see me. Like, walk away, ho. And I'm like, ooh, was all of that warranted? I didn't feel like it was, but I don't know. What's y'all thoughts?
I think Becky plays the victim and the villain at the same time. She's the definition of a pretty mean girl. Mm-hmm. It's just, I think that she can be very sweet, but she's also like in the back of her mind, like, I'm that girl, but also trying to play like the sweet innocent role. The whole comment of, you're not on my level, it took me to a nasty place with Becky because I'm like, I've always been in the middle with her, like whether I liked her or not, but it was just like, what do you mean by you're not on my level? And it just made me feel like, optics. Like, I know that people naturally look at the dark-skinned girl as the aggressor, as the, not so pretty one. And it made me feel like Becky was viewing, even though that may not have been the case. I want to make that clear. But that's just what it came off as when she said, you're not on my level. And then for Bree to jump in and was like, oh, she means as far as friendship. I was like, Bree, not right now. Just let them have it out. Let them talk. But I didn't like the comment. I just felt like Becky really has a thing to where she likes to play the victim and the villain at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, and she poked that. I mean, you knew Miami was coming, and y'all already not on the best terms. Why even go to that girl with them snide comments about not being happy to see her?
The way she didn't want her to come, she just shut up. She
didn't say nothing to her. Yeah,
nothing at all.
Go to the other side of the room.
Damn, we agree.
Yeah.
I will say this though. I think that out of everyone, I think they're grasping what reality TV is as they go along. Miami gets it. I think the bitch thinks she on Basketball Wives because she read everybody in that part.
Her energy is very it's some. I would put her up there with Basketball Wives, not that.
Yeah,
but like
she's not a housewife.
Baby Love and Hip Hop.
I'll say Basketball Wives.
Definitely Basketball Wives.
Yeah.
I can't give her Love and Hip Hop
Ready
yet.
for action.
Cause she look like it's gonna pop off. She be like, ooh.
I don't think she gonna do that.
I don't either.
I think she's gonna be like Royce. Oh, you about to get it. That's gonna be her.
You lucky they hold me back.
Right. All right, so let's talk about this big part because I want to get into this so we move to the next episode because it carries into it. All right, so all the girls of the four main girls pull PJ to the side. PJ's there, his little silk pajamas, and they pull him to the side and talk about the interview. And every last one of the girls is going at him. You got Becky going at him because of Miami. You got Ty going at him because of the interview. Amanda saying her little chihuahua stuff. So everybody coming at him in all different ways or whatever. But it comes to the point where they're talking about that he never apologized. He said he did, which he did apologize. I felt at the
yes, he did.
So I don't know what they wanted. And in the midst of this, Rob interjects. He comes in and the first thing he says is let him speak, like just let him talk. He's not really defending, taking sides. But from that point, I don't know what Ty heard, and Ty just jumps. She goes off. She's like, oh, so you anti-Ty now? Like, okay, remember that. You're done. Like, you're nothing, all these things. She's going off. She is basically dehumanizing this whole man, emasculating him in all type of ways that I feel like from woman to man you would do. But he handled it well. But instead of him like going off, he just basically says, this is what I'm talking about. Then I told you to hold her accountable, like all these things, and she don't like that, and she calls him all types of nigga this. I think the exact word that I got was, you gonna wake up and regret this shit, weirdo, and fuck you. And it was a whole dialogue. I mean, I had to write it down. I didn't get it all, but when I heard that, I was like, well, damn. And so
you're on his dick.
You're on his dick.
Well, she was letting him have it.
She goes off in her little pajama set. So from that moment, it kind of they get separated, and it turns into PJ trying to talk to Ty, but Jalen is saying like, let her speak, and PJ is saying, you let her speak, and then they get into a moment. Jay does a little sneak attack, a little slap, or whatever he did, very bitchy, and then that's how that part ends. So I want to hear y'all's whole opinion on this whole situation, because it was a whole lot of mess, starting with what happened between Ty. We'll start what happened between the girls and PJ, to what happened between Ty and Rob, to what happened between PJ and Jay. Who wants to go first? Sam, you go first.
I think that when it comes to PJ, Thailand has no issue with that interview. I think they're all going at that boy because of the way Becky is acting, between basically from him saying this ain't gonna work for us, and Becky is enjoying that, which is why I think she has breakdowns later on when they have to bring Miami into the fold. But for the most part, Becky wants all them girls to be on PJ because he left her ass down there on that boat, and she has still not recovered from that. And that's the only issue with PJ. He wasn't going at them any type of way. Rob came in there and said basically let this man speak, and they didn't like that because they wanted to have an issue with PJ. What I didn't like was how Amanda let all that happen. I don't give a damn how foolish she plays when they go and tell everybody later on. You heard that shit I was saying to Rob. You just didn't want to address it, which is why Rob has an issue with you, which is why he walked off. She was really weak for that. Like, I get that's your best friend, but as your best friend, she should have that same respect for him that you want him to have for her. And she chose her side, whether she's actually actively saying that or not. She chose her side, and Rob knows that she chose her side, which is why he has such an issue with her. And she says later on that he and her had the conversations before about holding Thailand accountable. If that was not a clear example for her, then I don't know what the hell she expects from that boy at this point.
Absolutely.
Jay, I don't know what the hell was wrong with Jay. He came in there, and I get it. You coming to defend Ty. You don't know what's going on. But I think once he came there, he was able to see that it wasn't anything that basically she needed defending from. He just wanted to, again, I think he wanted to have an issue with PJ as well, just based off of Pillow talking with Ty and everything they have going on. PJ was the victim in this instance.
Yep. I agree. I think PJ was absolutely the victim.
Yes.
The girls, first of all, the whole pulling people aside at people's events, like Bree is supposed to be y'all best friend, and even pulling PJ to the side at the event to me was a bit unnecessary, especially if y'all was going to gang up on him. Y'all already had your minds made up about the interview. When I played the interview back, I was like, did I miss something? Did PJ talk shit about them? Like, what was he saying? And when I watched it back, he didn't say anything about them. that warranted all of that energy at that party. And it just gave me like, y'all run behind each other. You know, it gave Thailand and the Termites.
They run behind Thailand.
Yeah, they run behind Thailand. And it was annoying, and it was almost sad to watch. You know, it was really sad to watch Amanda really just act oblivious to everything that happened. You know, I'm like, your man is sitting right here. And clearly, what Jalen kept saying in a lot of scenes, you know, I thought Rob was this, and, you know, we was so close. And Ty would say, you know, we did this. So I'm like, okay, y'all all hang out and stuff like that. So clearly Rob has seen this behavior that Thailand gets to pass on everything from everybody. You know, if y'all real friends, how y'all say y'all are. And he's fed up clearly, because here, yet again, another instance of Thailand running the show and nobody saying anything to her. It was cringy. I didn't like it at all.
I think I'm agree with Asia.
That Thailand wasn't running that. So that was Becky being upset. And nobody's acknowledging that. And so if you really look at the breakdown, I will say this season is heavily edited. From Gerald stopping Marcus, that was edited, because someone said in between that. He didn't just walk up and Marcus walk away. Edited. Miami and Becky, when they were bickering back and forth, edited, because that exchange just didn't happen like that. We don't even know who started it because it was so choppy.
I agree.
This instance, the same way, where all I saw was Amanda bring PJ over. Thailand tried to ask about the interview. He was like, what are you talking about? And then Becky started going in like, no, apologize to me about Palm Springs, because everybody gave me death threats and I'm pretty. Like, you don't try to kill me. Everybody was gonna jump me at my house. And so then when they were trying to, like, you could tell that Becky and PJ were going back and forth, and everybody was like, oh, this is not what we was trying to talk about. This is all my eyes are seeing. Okay. So then when Rob comes over, they're trying to listen to Becky and PJ go at it. Becky wrong as hell, but they're trying to listen. And Amanda was trying to resolve it, but that part is edited out as well. So when Rob comes over, that's why Amanda's like, stop. They're talking like we're getting some, like, pretty much we're getting somewhere. And then he's like, when you anti-Ty, and Ty's like, what are you talking about? You anti-Ty? She was like, wait, you on his dick? Like, I saw how this shit escalated, just from a woman's perspective. I saw how the shit escalated, because they're like, we're not even in this no more. What you bringing my name up for? And that's what I'm saying. Rob has a problem with Ty. Then when you're trying to get at her and you start saying her name and like pointing out a problem when she's actually in that moment not even saying anything, you're trying to provoke her. And so
how do we know that wasn't edited as well, though? I don't think that he just jumped at Ty.
I saw Amanda saying, chill, Rob. No. Yeah. Ty's not saying a word at that point. She's not saying nothing.
Well, Ty did not
that's
like
what she made the remark about get off PJ.
Ty didn't like the fact that
so Ty didn't like that he was coming in interrupting. Amanda also didn't like it, and she was telling him to calm down. Like, they're talking, they're doing whatever. And then if you watch some of the interviews or something, it was like, yeah, you were. I think it was when Bree and them were talking later. She was like, yeah, you were getting it calmed down, and then he walked over.
I feel like Thailand's energy puts a battery pack in those girls. Like, they don't have, Thailand can absolutely sit back and not say nothing. Her energy being around them, it gives them like a go. Like, they just start going. I feel like anytime you're around Thailand, you need one of these just to clear it out, because her energy is going to really. That's not necessarily
Thailand's fault. Like, I could see if Thailand was there actively talking shit in that moment.
I think she was, and that's what made Becky so comfortable to say, you know what, I ain't forgot about Palm Springs.
But in that moment where he's like, let him talk, that is Becky and him going at it. And when he's saying let him talk, they're like, shh, they're talking.
Get off his dick.
It was a lot of people coming at one person.
Yeah,
it started with Ty, and I think was Bree there too?
She was standing there.
Bree was in it.
Something. They all kept saying, and Becky was just the one that was icing on the cake. But personally, I just feel as though Ty did not like Rob saying anything. So her
energy, like that Ty, she didn't, and I'm not giving her a pass. However, I'm saying Rob came over there and he purposely mentioned Thailand and purposely started picking a problem with Thailand. Thailand wasn't saying shit. Becky was talking at that moment. So you were.
I think that
you were searching.
I'm sorry. No. you were. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I'm just saying, like, he came over there poking, wanting a problem, and he picked it and he started because he knew exactly how she was gonna react. Like, it happens with women all the time. Like, I know what buttons to push. And as a woman, if you don't know that's happening, you're gonna go there automatically because that's just who you are. You don't
I
know.
think my issue with Rob, I'm sorry. I think my issue with Rob in this situation was from Tylen's standpoint and from anyone's standpoint, if y'all hang around like everybody said they hang around, they took him in, they was hanging out, they was doing this, he's noticing this thing. We're hanging out, we're together all the time, and you've never told me this on camera as a group, as our little group, off camera as our little group. So to me, I think she was so incensed with him because not only was he interjecting, but he blindsided her with some secret hidden ass feelings, and that's flawed to me. If we're together all the time, like everybody, like we're saying we're together all the time, you've had more than enough time to express this, more than enough time to correct me. You said that nobody else holds me accountable, well, neither do you. So.
But the thing is, though, if you have, this is my issue with people like Thailand. She'll say, you know, you should have been said this to me, but whether I said it to you in the beginning, whether I said it to you now, whether I said it to you unexpectedly, you're still going to make it seem like
your reaction is going to always be the same.
Yeah, but if you talk to people about it, then that gives them an opportunity to fix it. You gonna pull this shit online, like on TV in front of people.
But
that's
Tylen
not giving me opportunity to fix it.
She don't think she need fixing though. Tylen don't think she need
fixing.
But
if nobody's telling her, if her enemy is telling her, that's one thing. If your friends are telling you something, that's a completely different thing.
She makes her.
So what? I mean, but then later on we have Jay tell her the same thing. She didn't hold on, wait a minute. She basically said that was you.
She made a statement later on, and she said that people have been telling her stuff, and she's falling out with them. And the thing is, people never give her the opportunity to fix it. So even that may be true, but if she is constantly being told these things,
I don't disagree with you.
She needs to fix it. I mean, yeah, folks maybe not get opportunity, but girl, if you didn't fill out with people for the same reason, you need to realize it's a problem.
But Rob, here's the thing. Rob has never said that to her. And so in this moment, she's like, Rob, where the fuck are you coming from with this bullshit?
But you know what time and place would he be able to
not on camera and
that was my point. By the way, that was my point. If they hanging around all the time,
it's a reality show.
But you know what? I do agree with you, Chase, saying that him voicing it the way he did makes it seem like it's just some type of ill feelings he had for her. But I think we have to remember that's his girlfriend's best friend. So
right.
You never know how that would affect their relationship for him to go tell Tommy.
He already told his girlfriend this. His girlfriend is aware of how he feels.
So and Amanda knows.
Right.
So why would he? Why did he wait until this moment to express it?
Because she told him to get off PJae's dick. He feels disrespected. This is the shit I've been talking about. Y'all don't hold
right.
But why did he tell him? Why did she say get off PJae's dick?
Huh? He was in there talking, and Amanda was telling him, calm down. She was like, yeah, like, get off his dick. Tylen went at that man
now,
first. And that's like, you can't have no opinion against Ty. And that's when it all...
That's what I'm talking about.
She goes 0 to 100, and she uses words that you should not say. She calls people sociopaths and other things that she's called many people. Like, after a while, you keep offending and insulting and belittling and doing what you're doing to every cast member. Eventually, they're going to have a problem. And they're gonna all address it with you, and then you're gonna feel like you're being ganged up on. You're gonna be in the same situation as PJ, and you're not gonna like it. And she is not gonna respond the same way. So
Ty cannot be held accountable. He was right, and I understand it was like like you kind of saying this in front of everybody. You could have told me in public, but honestly, just think about it. If you're in a situation where somebody basically is doing the shit you already felt, and it's like, well, this is what I'm talking about, and so it came out just like all the shit she said. Came out. All what she said, that was her true feelings. And she stayed on when she say stuff, she means it. So that was kind of low. I think for her to go that way, I side with Rob just because like she went off the test. She went way all over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I also think
go ahead, my bad. Go ahead.
I think it's also they have the conversations we aren't privy to. Like Amanda's already made it clear that she does not like Rob and PJ forming a friendship. So I'm sure that she's had that conversation with the girls as well. So for that to be Tylen's first thing, get off PJ's dick, it was just like you can tell they already had feelings about them two forming a friendship.
They both went in there. They both went into the situation having feelings about one, like each other, and the other person not knowing.
Yeah, because Ty just like he feels about. She clearly feels like he ain't shit. And she is very much so like when she met Rob the first time, she probably did not like him because all that all the words of we took him in, like
I was feeling yes.
That type of stuff like that shows her true feelings, and Jay's too.
Yeah.
They look at him beneath.
They make it seem like they did him a favor. We accepted him when he came from Chicago. It's like what are we talking about? So yeah.
So I don't buy it.
The real issue is that they want to be able to talk to PJ or anybody else any kind of way they want, and they don't want anybody to be able to say anything, and that's not right. Like
true.
You're not gonna do that.
Yeah, that's true.
They like to violate people. They violate you. Listen, and then she got her clique. What they call it?
I just think y'all don't have enough energy for Becky right now. I'm sorry.
Becky's just coming. Becky's just coming.
But in that moment, she was going the fuck in on PJ. If you look at the girls' reactions, they're like, hold up. They even said it in the confessionals, like, oh shit, I didn't know we were still harboring shit from Palm Springs.
And how true is that? Because Bree had already said they've been dealing with it for months.
But Bree knew
that girl didn't let that shit go.
We know Becky is hung up on this damn man. It ain't.
Yeah, but in that moment, that was the argument. That is all I'm saying.
She slid out of it real quick, and it became a whole big issue. And she just sat back like this.
Yep.
I'm just saying. So really, that she's not really discussing right now because she started it, but maybe she out. She got on out of it.
At the end of the day,
she again in New York.
She's dark, but she is a little weak. So yeah, when it's time to slide out, she will.
All right.
I mean, I don't have no problem with Becky addressing PJ only because, as we said earlier, when was she gonna do it? This was
at the group chat when he tried to apologize and she said she didn't want it. She had a moment.
She didn't want it. He embarrassed her on national television.
Yep.
She back here embarrassing herself this time. Like, let it go. That man has moved on. He didn't choose you or Miami. Leave it alone.
I blame Becky for this whole shit.
Clearly, Asia is Becky.
I'm not anti Becky, but in this moment, Becky was wrong, and she is the root cause of the shit escalating initially, and then Rob, then Thailand.
Okay, so we're gonna move into episode 2 because we're gonna talk about Becky some more right now. Actually, we talked about this whole exchange. It comes up again, so we'll revisit. In the next scene, PJae actually meets with his mom, and I thought it was his mom was hilarious actually, especially talking to. What's her name? Manisha.
Manisha, something like that.
Her shit,
she told her like, "You shut up, because you married."
She said married right now, whatever the hell.
Right now, right. But how does in regards to Becky, the advice that I'm gonna ask you, Asia, the advice that his mom gave to him, how did you feel about what she said?
His mom was right.
Okay.
She was right, and his sister needs to shut the fuck up because, like, I'm a big sister. So I'm gang for my little brother. Somebody put hands on whatever. Like, yeah, and my mom gonna tell me to shut up too. Like, no, listen to my advice because I'm in sound mind and I'm not on rah-rah. So his mother was right because at the end of the day, Becky really didn't have her chance to express 100% how she felt to PJ. When she did, it was kind of like, well, I'm just gonna say this, but I haven't been able to like actually express my real feelings. Like I'm not there yet. So PJ done moved on, everybody done moved on except for Becky. And that is the only thing that I will give Becky. And I do like that his mama said that.
That is pathetic on Becky's end.
Not pathetic.
The hate train. Good Lord.
I'm like, is the sex that good? Like, what was it?
It gotta be.
I think what it is, when you don't like rejection, you don't like rejection. To be rejected on national TV, that's the last thing your pretty ass.
The thing is, she masking it with some bullshit. She making it seem like they were sitting at a death threat. She making it seem like people was out here really saying, "Get off PJ." Well, nobody doing it. First of all, let's be clear.
But it was more so about her treatment of Miami as a result of PJ, which is why she was receiving those death threats. But you know what? You also have to remember, if we go back to season 1. He embarrassed her on that yacht or that boat and dumped her, and all the boys were in the back like, So like, it would take me a little while to get over that.
I mean, but let's not act like Bree. Like, even to Bree's defense, Bree said we all went through that. Bree got the same dumping times 10 last season, and I mean, I know everybody's different, but Bree is, to me, seemed like the more fragile one. But it's like the roles have reversed. Like Becky. I thought Becky was more like, I'm a hoe. I don't care. I do what I want. Clearly, it's Bree.
That's great.
It ain't Becky. Becky
is, and I love Bree now.
Okay, so you like birds now?
From a former bird, yes.
You know what?
Period.
I was a hoe for so Chuckalisa could fly. Was that? All right, so move down this episode. We got a scene with Phil in Miami. This is where Miami talks about Thailand and the termites. I thought it was very hilarious. The termites, and then we get this date with Bree and Marcus. The date was very weird. I'll say this. He seemed slightly attractive at first, but then as it got light outside, I was like, "Oh, he ain't really that cute. He's not attractive to me." That's just my opinion.
Not cute and lame.
Yeah, he's very lame. Ugh, like
you know who he reminds me of?
Super lame.
I don't know if you guys have ever listened to the Fan Man album, but before No Scrubs come on, there's a skit with Left Eye and Chillin'. What's going on, Left Eye? Oh, I see you and your girl in here chilling. Yeah. Girl, you know, they call him a scrub or whatever. He reminds me of that nigga. Like, he is so lame. And that scarf, we're gonna get into it, but honey.
Oh, see, I can't do this conversation.
He's lame and he's a creep. All of those
he
things.
Is just creepy and like
he's socially awkward. He's socially awkward, and all he knows
he do that shit on purpose.
to be a predator to women, and so that's what he does because he's an ex-NFL player and all that other good stuff.
I'm glad that she has some sense. I'm glad she did not fall because I'm like, girl, please don't fall for him. Don't do nothing. Don't even give him a hug. Ugh.
Bree's smart this time. Bree's smart this time around. She just getting her camera time. Okay,
it's the cream. It's the buttercream.
It's butter by Bree.
I think it's a lot of things. I think she's way more confident this season.
Yeah.
As opposed to last season. So
I hate she even agreed to go on that little workout date.
She was just being nice. She gave him a little camera time. Nice. Yeah, she's being nice, child. All right, so let's talk about this scene because we almost close to the end of it actually. So Rob and Amanda meet up. This is the first time they've met up apparently since the whole event. I think that was just the day. And Amanda said she ain't talked to Rob or Ty. So in this scene, Amanda was basically coming at Rob as to why he was sticking up for PJ. Don't know why she was confused. He already said how he felt about PJ, how he felt about Ty. This is not the first time. She should not be confused. She should have anything been like, okay. But nonetheless, she is upset because she is scared as hell because she got to go talk to fucking Ty. She is in between her friend and her boyfriend, and she know damn well her friend is wrong as hell. Let's just be very clear. But she don't want to go down that road. But apparently, when he reveals that, she said she didn't know that all the things that Ty said about him, she's like, oh, she said that? I didn't hear any of that. I don't know how she didn't hear any of that shit. She was right next to her.
They were all drunk as hell at that
moment. They showed in the moment that she heard it because she was every time Ty was saying
exactly.
Like,
and even still, by the time she spoke to Rob, Bree, them had already told her what had happened. So she was just acting confused because she didn't want to say Ty was wrong.
Scared. The termite was scared of Ty. Just saying.
She just doesn't want to be in the middle
that's
of
that. That's what it was.
Termite. That's the head termite in charge.
In this moment, she wants Ty. She actually wants him to talk to Ty. And I found it to be kind of weird. So any thoughts on this scene before we get to the actual Ty and Amanda conversation? Any thoughts on Rob and Amanda's conversation?
She don't want to be in that shit. She don't want to be in the middle of it. And if she's right, because that's not fair to her. Nigga, you wrong and this bitch wrong too. Y'all
but you know what? And because I would never, I've been in there before and it's not fun to be in the middle of their shit. But I do think that she could have been more understanding of him and his feelings, especially knowing that this girl has said this to your man. For you to sit in front of him and say, well, the things that she may have said, stop, bitch. Everybody has told you that this is what was said.
Agreed.
He's told you, he's telling you, like, stop sitting there and trying to manipulate his feelings. You can just accept that that's how he feels and say, you know, y'all are both wrong, but I don't appreciate her speaking to you like that, and I'll speak to her about that. She just made him feel like it was all just on him.
And he doesn't feel supported. He does not feel
supported at all.
Would you support a man who's trying to move in with you and quit his job?
She ain't leaving him. She might as well support him.
She ain't going no damn well.
She's up. I think what we're missing is she really is not on his. She really does not like that he's friends with PJ. She does not like that shit. So
what has PJ done to her?
She's so sick beside him.
Left Becky on the yacht.
She don't agree with him. She don't agree with him at all. So I think that's why she's like, I just don't want to be in the middle of it. But on the real, she does not agree with him. She doesn't appreciate Ty talking shit to him, but she also doesn't agree with him as well. She's really on Ty's side.
Yeah, she is.
So let me ask y'all this. What's the difference between Ty being okay with PJ and Rob being okay with PJ? Like, it's like Amanda has this loyalty to Becky, I guess, right? because so at this point she don't want to be friends with PJ. But eventually Ty gets over and she's okay with PJ. So what's the problem?
Once Ty hit that gavel and say we can all talk to PJ, then Amanda will be okay with it.
But to Asia's point, it was about Becky at one point. You know that. So the interview versus what happened to Becky last year. This is Becky's situation. This is the interview, right? So it seems like all of a sudden once it's crazy. I just feel like it's kind of hypocritical, or whatever, because
this might be far fetched.
You know,
could it possibly be?
Go ahead, Chase.
Thank you, Sammy. Could it possibly be that she still is harboring some resentment because didn't Amanda host the trip in Palm Springs last season? And she felt like she was really upset at them for ruining her trip or something like that. Is she still upset with them over there? And since that's happened, she's been like, I'm not fucking with them. Is that what it's still about?
She don't think that through them damn.
For me, it can't be. It can't be because they wouldn't be so welcoming of Miami. I can't think of anything else. They wouldn't be so welcoming of Miami. It was because it's because PJ.
Amanda's not welcoming of Miami because when Miami walked in, she said,
don't like her.
That she did say no. I actually hollered because that
was funny.
So it's not that. I think Amanda. I'm sorry. Birds of a feather flock together, and even though you don't show your birdness in one way, you're a bird in another way. And with Amanda, it's that blind loyalty. She's not just blindly loyal to Thailand; she's blindly loyal to all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So so
more so Thailand.
When she said yuck to Miami, it was when Miami came to. It was when Miami came to the Brie by Buddy party, right? When she was like yuck when she walked. Okay, so then what's the difference between when Thailand said Miami's coming now? Now it's not yuck anymore. Now all of a sudden she gets it. She can be cordial.
Yeah, if you ain't somebody's asshole, it's not my. If you sniff my butt everywhere I walk, that's on you. That ain't got.
But my point is saying it's not about if she had blind loyalty to them all, that she would not be okay with Thailand inviting Miami because she knows how Becky ran out the damn building crying about it.
As Gerald would say, there's a pecking order.
Child,
when Thailand is at the top.
Oh, Thailand! This is Thailand's show, and they're all just living.
This is definitely Thailand's show.
It is really Thailand's show.
Yeah.
So she's the narrator. It's Thailand's show. However, I think Amanda just go where the wind blow, except for Rob.
All right, let's talk about this last scene so we can get ready to close this out because we're at the end of episode 2. I know people gotta leave in a second. So Amanda and Ty's conversation, I'm just gonna say it just basically. Last season, I didn't have an issue with Ty. I'll say this. She was okay. She kind of annoyed me at the end. But in this moment, I learned exactly who Ty was. I felt as though she is everything people are saying she is. Gerald is right. Cheryl is right. PJ, all of them are right because she took no accountability in this moment. I was worried for Amanda because Amanda, you can tell she was struggling, baby. She was just like, I don't want to have this conversation with my best friend.
Scared as hell.
But some clicked in her mind when Ty confirmed what she said to Rob. Her whole face smirked up, and she was just like, "You said that." And I was proud of her for being kind of holding. I feel like she could have. I feel like she did it well for them still to be friends and to salvage the friendship. I feel like she held her accountable well enough to where it wasn't disrespectful, out of line, you know what I'm saying? And she basically like, that's a no, that's something that's not gonna happen. But what I couldn't get over was that fact that Ty was just sitting over there not really saying much. Like she should have been like pouring out, in my opinion, or I'm so sorry. I just felt like it wasn't enough. And I feel like she's just the epitome of a person that just knows they're wrong, but trying to save face, trying to remain stoic and stay, you know what I'm saying? I just didn't really like it. But it did make me a little sad just seeing them at the end, you know, but I'm glad they were able to keep it because I thought, baby, we was finna get Nene Kim, Miss Juicy, and Miss Minnie. I thought it was gonna be like Lord, these two finna break. This finna be a whole season of them falling out. But they was able to move past it in this moment for now anyway. Right. So what are y'all thoughts on this scene? And Lord, who want to go first? Chase, go first.
I'll go. Look, go ahead.
Go let Chad go first.
This scene proved that Ty is a master manipulator. Everything that Amanda said, she had some type of deflection to make it seem like it was, this is the reason why. And I feel like she knows Amanda so well as to where she knows what she can say to reel Amanda back in to where Amanda won't be too mad at her, you know, where it's like, okay, let me take a little accountability, but let me not take a lot of accountability. I still want you to see how I felt. I still want you to feel how I felt. And it was like in that moment, I felt like Amanda really should have just, I'm sorry, y'all, that's my dog. Amanda should have really just laid it out on the line. Like, sometimes you have to be completely real with your friends. You don't have to be disrespectful, but you have to let them know I mean business. And Amanda was just, she was a scary cat. She went in there, literally, it was all over her face that she didn't want to have the conversation. And I feel like she wouldn't have had the conversation if nobody pressured her to. She would have let it bypass, and her and Ty would have kept moving along. And I just didn't like the whole scene was cringe. I didn't like it at all. Ty really, to me, that scene set the entire move for the rest of the season, how I was going to view Ty. And she continues to prove me right. She is a manipulator at best. And it's nasty.
Okay.
My thing is, I don't think that Amanda should have had to even call for that sit down. Ty should have been on Amanda's phone apologizing to both her and Rob. And I blame Amanda because it's clear that she had allowed that pattern to go on for so long. And now that you've been attacked, bitch, now you don't know how to move. But that's her fault. That's Amanda's fault. And Rob, like she told her at the table, me and Rob have spoke on this before. So, man, Amanda, you've had time to correct it. That's on her.
Long time ago.
Amanda Pump, go ahead. That's what I got.
I really feel like she's
a master.
Go ahead, Mom. My bad. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I want to say Amanda Pump and what's the baby name? Alfred. Tylin is, yes, she is a master manipulator, as it's already been said. And so as long as that is the dynamic, whole thing is gonna be running behind her friend, and you're gonna lose your man too. Fucking with that bitch. So you might want to keep
him because
she can lose him, but I'm gonna get him. And you want me to have him? I don't know.
So you gonna let him move into your place? He gonna be a comedian at the club down the street?
He ain't say all that.
As long if Rob is friends with, as long as Rob is friends with the dude with the jacket and Chase get a jacket, Chase will do anything.
Asia, what's your thoughts?
I'm sorry. So once again, just being me, I was proud of Amanda for getting out what she did get out. However, well, okay, I'll say this. Amanda said what she had to say because that's all she wanted to address. She really don't give a fuck about nothing else. She just wanted to address the fact that Tylin was disrespectful to her man. She don't really give a fuck about nothing else. And every time he brings up this accountability shit, because it doesn't affect Amanda, she doesn't give a fuck. And I think that's what everybody else has to realize. Ty and her are cool. Ty and her always gonna be cool. That's just not changing. That's her ace boom cool. And niggas come and go. No shade to y'all, but niggas come and go. And my best friend, and that's gonna be my best friend forever. That's my best friend.
And so I agree with that, but why this nigga's here with me, you have to respect him.
You want to have to respect him now.
That's the part she said that, and then Tylin
clear about that.
Tylin agreed with that, and I think in that moment, because it came from Amanda, Tylin, I think it clicked to her. I think she was quiet because she was like, "Oh fuck!" Like I really did fuck up in this moment, and I went too fucking far.
I'm gonna say something in a second. I'll go ahead. I'll let you finish.
So as it goes along, like I don't agree with how Ty reacted. Like, let me just say that I not one-sided. So I understand why Tylin reacted the way she did. I'm proud of Amanda because my punk ass probably wouldn't have said nothing. I would have just been like, yeah, you kind of need Rob and whatever, but can we go get promoted? Because you my bitch. Like, at the end of the day, like, I have so much fun with my girls. Like, don't none of them mess with my man. I'm not Amanda. Like, don't come sideways at Miles. However, how the fuck ever, like, bitch, we cool, but if you come at him crazy, it's a done. We're not having no sit downs.
Yeah. I want to say that I feel like I'm proud of Amanda too. I hate that. See, the issue, I think maybe because y'all three have the issue with Amanda's way she approach is because of the way that Ty reacted. Ty didn't take any accountability. She was saying she's giving reasons for everything, and so maybe y'all wanted her to go a little harder. But I feel like she didn't have to go harder. I feel like she said what she said, and hopefully, I don't know if it happens again. If it happens again, then she will act accordingly in the way that y'all want her to. But I mean, this is the first offense. Obviously, it was a bad one. But I do think she handled her pretty well. Ty gonna be Ty. People like Ty. If y'all was expecting Ty to be the way I wouldn't. I mean,
she's very hard. I will
she's
say
very
that
hard.
about
She didn't even want to cry.
Very hard.
Like that's your best friend for like you like it made me sad to see them up there, and I feel like she was just like sitting there, just standing there like this. I'm like, girl, this is your best friend. You need to tell your best friend you're sorry. Period. Like
she got a story on her. I mean, everybody has a story, but it's something about Ty that she is the way she is for a reason. It's just because she decided to wake up and be no bitch. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah. I don't know. She wake up put those wigs on, so it's a choice.
She make bad decisions intentionally.
Yes. Yeah, she do.
Yeah.
You know what's weird though? I didn't know that Ty was an only child until she said it on the season. And what's weird is, as much as she drains me, I see a lot of myself in her because I'm also an only child. But I just feel like with her, it's so, I don't know, it's cringy because she really puts on the face that I'm that girl, I'm this, I'm that. And it's like, I don't know, it's like her personality is so difficult to gauge. But I do see a lot of myself in her and how she moves and how she does things. But sometimes I want her to take the scope off of her and put it on somebody else. It's not always about you. And I feel like she wants to make every situation about Thailand. And I don't like, that's the part that I can't rock with.
But these are the years that is what happened. So you got to remember they're like the 26, 27.
But they enabled that though. Look at the friend circle, the men, the women.
She is the center of everything.
Like it's like she pitched the whole damn show, which she probably did. So it comes off that way. And I think she likes to present herself as a very likable person. But and that's like she has likable qualities, you know what I'm saying? She has the characteristics that you would usually be like, oh, I like her, like she's down to earth, she cool, but
everybody type.
It's like as time went on, we learned who she is. She is not that girl who we thought she was. And I feel like
not everybody type. Yeah,
she is not. She's just a type.
She definitely don't like to be challenged.
At face value, she's everybody type until you get to know her. When I say everybody type, it's somebody who everybody be want to gravitate to. Oh my God, I like your energy. I like your energy. And then you get to know them, and it's just like, oh shit, that's everybody type to me. That's everybody type to me because everybody be drawn to you initially.
Yeah. And I feel like she was definitely a fan favorite last season until that finale. I think, I feel like a lot of people did like her, you know what I'm saying, naturally. But then as time went on, even now, baby,
I didn't like her like that last season. That must be.
I didn't either.
I can't sit there and tell a lot because it's recorded.
In comparison to everybody else on the cast, other girls, I mean, she was like, okay, she got stuff going on, she cool. The rest of them outside of Miami, they were all like Asa said, birds. I just couldn't get with any of the girls. They were all annoying.
Cheryl's the most annoying to me.
Yeah,
I know y'all down for Cheryl, but she just like a pick-me.
Oh,
Cheryl just out the way this season. Cheryl like fuck all that chaos.
Cheryl ain't.
Oh, she is until she get in them confessionals.
But everything she's saying in the confessional, everything she's saying in the confessionals be true though.
And she don't say it, and she don't say it to nobody's face. She just be around there smiling,
being beautiful.
Okay, y'all. Well, we have reached the end for episode 1 and 2. We talked about a lot, and we'll continue this conversation over the rest of the episodes. Clearly, you see, we got an hour and 10 minutes of this, but we can talk about this all day. But like I said, we'll continue later. So tune in to the next video that drops for episodes 3 and 4. We'll do 5 and 6. I ain't even watched 5, 6, and 6. Well, I'm on episode 6, so I'm almost there. I don't want Chase spoiling on this for me, child. But on that note, thank y'all for watching. Make sure y'all like this video. And thank y'all, of course, to Chase, Asia, Sammy, and Chad for doing this on a Sunday. We'll see y'all for the next video. Until then, y'all have a good rest of y'all time and keep watching the rest of the damn show. All right?
Good night. Or good afternoon.